Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Advanced Weekly Update. My name is Brandon.
And I'm John.
Good to see you guys, and I hope you're staying cool and you had a good lunch. Maybe you got some tea. I did. I went and had lunch, John, and got a nice iced green tea.
Oh, that sounds
What did you have
really
for lunch?
nice. I had beef noodle today. 牛面?
牛肉面.
牛肉面.
Yes.
我的中文不太好, but 我练习.
That's okay. We're all learning, right? And
Yeah.
You had Neuroman, you had beef noodles. It's a warm day, but I hope you had some AC inside the restaurant or wherever you ate.
Yeah, it was really nice.
So, all right. So I hope you had a good lunch and that you're ready to challenge yourself a little bit. We're trying not to challenge you too much, but we are going to take a look at our marketing article today.
Yes, get your marketing brain
This
on.
is an interesting article, John, because they talk about some technical things like inbound marketing and outbound marketing. Listen to the radio program for more details on all of that. But I really just want to kind of look at general things like shopping and some marketing techniques.
Yes.
John, you've worked in marketing or sales, right?
I did. I worked in sales. I was a sales trainer for a few years off and on. And when you're marketing something, you have to kind of speak the language of your customer. And that's what the article talks about.
Like you're speaking a different language? Like if they're speaking Chinese, you speak Chinese? Is that what you mean?
No, not exactly. So that's a usage of when you say you're speaking someone's language, that's an expression that can mean speaking in the way someone or a company or an organization speaks.
Okay.
So you could use it as slang. Say, hey, you're speaking my language. You want to go get
Neuroman.
Oh, you're speaking my language. Let's go do that. It's a fun phrase you can use.
Like, for example, if you go to a company and there's some buzzwords that they use, you want to know those.
Yes. They talk about synergy or tech.
So how did that work out for you as a salesperson? Like how did you have to adapt or what do you mean by that?
Okay, so I'm from the Midwest originally. The Midwest is a part of the U.S. right in the middle. Think Illinois, Chicago, lots of cornfields. So we speak in a certain way in the Midwest, kind of friendly and kind of high energy. And when I moved to California, it's the same language, right? Still mostly English, but people's style of speaking is different. Probably wherever you are, you already know this, right? People from the South speak differently. Sometimes there's a whole different language.
Sure.
But I had to learn to change the way I spoke. Besides just the words, people in California were often more laid back. They kind of speak slower.
So you kind of have to try to match that to sort of fit in with the culture, so to speak, and so they can receive that better.
Yes, and it's not something you have to do to communicate, but especially in sales, you want people to feel comfortable, right? So one way of taking away obstacles to a new client is you just speak, not exactly copying the way they speak fully, but you speak at the same speed. You might use a similar inflection. That's the how high or low your voice goes. And different things, even like body posture, the way they stand and sit. Doing those things can help make your presentation more relaxed and more comfortable for your client.
It basically comes back to the idea of knowing your audience.
Know your audience.
Right?
That's a great phrase. To know your audience means the people you're talking to, you know how they're thinking generally and how to help them.
So if you were to come to the southern part of the U.S. where I'm from, it's also very laid back, but in a different way than California. And people there, they like to talk to each other, strangers sometimes.
Yeah, he's really friendly. If you ever go into his office, it's just like, hey, come on in, sit down and give you a cup of coffee, so come and visit us.
Right, so absolutely. So, it really does depend on the region you're in. When it comes to sales even, and also even not just the region, but the company that you're going to. But really what this article gets at on day 2, it talks about, if you're going onto a website, are you okay with going onto a website that's not in your native tongue?
Yes, now we're talking about actual languages. And I think this would be a good time to answer our question. Where do you guys, first of all, do most of your shopping?
This is our poll for today. Where do you do most of your shopping? It's
Hi,
one
Daniel.
of two places.
Glad you're joining us today.
One of two places, in stores or online. Which one do you prefer? And yes, welcome, Daniel. Thank you for saying hello. If you guys, others of you watching, have comments, please, or questions, please let us know during our broadcast. What about you, John? Do you prefer to do shopping online or in stores or not at all?
Yeah, online is great for a lot of things. I think I'm still more of a in-store person. I just like going and seeing different items. It gives me ideas. I like the physical items, but my wife does a lot of shopping online.
Okay.
She gets a lot of great stuff.
I totally get that. Because of my wife, I've come over to the online shopping more because she's so accustomed to doing that. I'm like, okay, I can like pick that up. But I also like, especially if it's like clothes or something like that, I want to go in store and see it,
feel
or
it,
like the product, because sometimes you order something online, you get it, and this is like not what you expected.
The quality, or there's just little things. So it sounds like we're at about 60% of people say in stores. David says his wife is a master of online shopping. Alex is talking about the grocery store. Yeah, it's sometimes easy to go in person.
That was David Morton, by the way.
You remember
his
David?
Wife was a master at online shopping. All right, who else here?
Hi, Mr. Wong or Ms. Wong.
Yes, online is the way to go, apparently.
Seems like that's the more popular one. In stores. In stores is winning right now.
All right. Yes, in store 67%, online 38, and it just changed. In store 62, online 38.
This
All
is
right,
like an
so
exciting race.
what about buying in another language? Like you go onto a website and you buy something in another language. I've done this here in Taiwan. Okay, I go on and it's in Chinese. That's really difficult for me because I don't read Chinese. Thank God for Google Translate. That is so helpful. It makes me kind of lazy with my Chinese language learning. But it really is helpful. So I've used that a couple of times. But I have to be honest, John, I like to go onto websites that are in English.
I would say me too. I still sometimes buy stuff from Amazon in English because it's easier. But it's a good reason to learn a new language because there are sometimes deals that
you miss out on some good deals, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what are you guys thinking? Let's go to our question of the week to give you some time to think about that. And you can even comment right now on our live stream on your thoughts on this. Our question of the week is, have you ever bought something on a website that uses a foreign language? All right.
Yeah.
You probably have. Maybe you haven't. What was your experience like? Was it frustrating, or do you prefer one over the other? What are your thoughts on that?
I know when you're learning a language, sometimes it just takes longer to process, but moving through that uncomfortable stage, as you know, it produces a better language ability later on. So sometimes just spending the time is really valuable.
It is. And so let us know your thoughts on that question. And this is a good one. I just want to remind you to go listen to the radio program. This article, we talk about language, we talk about marketing, and there are lots of terms. Maybe if you're not an entrepreneur, you don't own your own business, some of this you may think, oh, it doesn't apply to me. But you can still expand your knowledge on what's going on in global marketing. All right, that's a big deal. A lot of times people, maybe you're living here in Taiwan, but you're planning to go overseas to work. So this article may come in handy for you.
Yeah, and you probably know a lot of people from the States or elsewhere that have moved to a different country.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and so there's this, I mean, we live in such a, what do they call it, flattened, like, small world is one way to put it, but the economic term is like we're so well connected, right? And so it's important to, like they're talking about in this article, John, like you want to put stuff on your website in the local language, because that's what people want, of course, right? You just want to simply go onto the website and quickly buy it, and that's what this article is getting at. They give you some statistics behind that. You can see if you agree with that or not. Okay, let's take a look at our poll again before we go. Where do you do most of your shopping? 60% in stores, 40% online, and we have some comments as well.
And okay, Luna has a great strategy, guys, that might be worth trying out. She says she goes into the store to try on the sizes, so she finds the product in the store and then buys it online because you can use the discount of your credit card. That's right, some credit cards offer like a certain incentive or a cash back. That sounds really smart.
Nice.
And Alex points out that Amazon is very easy to use to buy stuff. There's a good selection, it comes right to you. So there's a lot. So this, that word easy, as a sales teacher, the art of closing, when you close a deal, it means your customer says yes and they buy from you. So they say the art of closing a sale, if you work in marketing, can kind of be summed up and make it not a big deal. Because people, whether it's, I think it's too expensive, or maybe I can get a better deal, or maybe I'm just don't feel comfortable talking to someone right now, or just, I don't understand the price or the features. Everything you do as a salesperson, you're trying to make it easy for the customers that are able to buy. So you want to take away any sort of barriers.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
just a way to sum up.
All right, and we have one more comment before we go. Alan is saying, I booked accommodations in Japan from a Japanese website.
Cool.
Using Japanese. Congratulations.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Well done.
Way to broaden your horizons.
Yeah.
And it worked out, right? And so that's a perfect example of it's not your native tongue, but you're still able to make it work, right?
Yeah, good for you.
All right, well, guys, we are all out of time. We hope you will join us again next Monday at 1 o'clock for our Advanced Weekly Update. Be sure to check out our radio programs as well as our Hot Topics Plus videos. You'll see this guy on those hosting them.
Yes.
And so be sure to check that out.
Yes,
all right?
Please subscribe, and any recommendations for your friends to subscribe always really helps us, but we appreciate you guys. God bless you guys as you learn English. Have a wonderful week. Stay cool.
Stay cool, guys. Have a good week.